I feel very happy. We're here to celebrate 55 years of the WBC, 55 years which have seen a sport transfer and transform from a legalized brutality to a very structured, very well administered and sanctioned sport, especially in the medical field. Many years ago there were no medicals, there were no requirements. Fighters needed just to show up, make the weight on the same day and fight just a few hours later with tremendous dehydration, with tremendous disadvantages. And that has been one of the great accomplishments that we all together have been able to produce for the sport. Medicals, licensing, the system to match properly the fights, and many other things. The WBC is formed by 9 continental federations from all around the world, and those affiliations create a whole pool of 166 countries. And I am very, very happy, very proud, because this is a great organization, but it is all due to the fighter. Israel Vasquez is here. He's my personal hero. He's the perfect example of what boxing is, of what boxing should be and should not be. He was dragged into a trilogy, one fight after another with Rafael Marquez. He was great for the fans, he was great for the promoters, but for his health, and Marquez's health was not the best. So we're here to learn from what should be and what should not be. And I'm very proud to see you with my friend Amador now in trying out a program in the news. And we are happy to see a boxer be successful after the years in the ring. To see and understand what was boxing only 40 years ago. It was a heavyweight fight. There were 3 ropes. The ounces for the gloves were 8 ounces in a heavyweight fight. After each round, they came back and they would do the smelling salts to make them come back because they were completely out throughout the fight. And so many different things that used to happen in boxing and in the ring that today is not the case. The 2000 mark of championship fights, we are to 1993, and we expect March or April to see the 2000 fight of the WBC history take place, which we'll be celebrating. From the history to today, I have learned from, as I keep mentioning, Bill, because I have no way to repay your kindness and your support and your guidance, that we are very limited in the outlets for WBC news, because boxing is about what happens in the ring. I am extremely grateful to all of you who have been supportive, who have shared the WBCs and the relations with the promoters, with the fighters, to make the sport better and safer at all times. We are facing new challenges. We are going to look in this 2018 to do several specific things. But the first and the most important one is to make sure that the great fights happen, the fights that the fans want to see come up and are made. Tom Loeffler, I'm very happy that you have agreed to do the rematch with Canelo, which will take place May 5th, and it's a great event for the boxing world. Also, the Superfly card is sensational, it's tremendous.
Next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
And that's just an example of how promoters most get creative. We are looking into the heavyweights to try to do the biggest fight that is possible. Wilder will be fighting Ortiz, and we're hoping to get the winner of that fight to do the ultimate fight against the winner of Joshua Parker, which is something that the boxing world would really like to see. There's tremendous excitement in the welterweights, in the super lightweights, in the lightweights. Garcia Linares and so many other fights that can be done. We're going to continue to be as flexible as the rules and regulations allow to try to make those fights and not impede those from happening. Female boxing is a reality. We are supporting very much the activity in female boxing. Jill Diamond has been a tremendous asset to the WBC, and we will continue to support. We have seen Clarissa Shields make it to the television structure, and Tom always includes female fights in his cards with Anissa and several other fighters. So we thank you also for giving female fighters some space in your outlets. We are going through a horrible crisis in amateur boxing. As you may have seen, the International Olympic Committee has even sent out a notice that they are even considering taking boxing out of the Olympics in Tokyo 2020. It is our duty, everyone who is in boxing, to take action, to get active. Without the Olympics, the careers of Ali, Foreman, Sugar Ray, De La Hoya certainly would have been different from what happened in professional boxing. We will continue with the clean boxing program. We have a meeting on Thursday to see what other processes, to see what other items we can include in the program. But our battle to teach fighters and trainers about the dangers of PEDs, about the dangers of cheating, and also about the lack of information, because most of the positive tests come from lack of knowledge of what the fighter is putting in their body. And we trust the fighters. We have seen the fighters and the promoters be very active, proactive, and accepting the testing protocols and the unannounced testing, the random testing happen, and also the contracted fights happen. So I understand we all want a clean sport, but it's basically education and information. I would like just to thank Martha again. The administration of the California State Athletic Commission is exemplary. Every time we have a topic, we discuss it and we reach agreements. We are starting a new protocol with boxing gloves, in which the promoters are to present the fight gloves that are going to be worn 15 days before for both fighters. We have seen so many fights after the weigh-in in the glove selection process. There's controversies, there's problems, and even the fights are at risk. So with this matter, the Commission and the WBC will work together to receive the gloves, to examine them, and to okay them 15 days or 1 week before the fight to avoid certain issues. Also, we are going to start a new recognition to the boxing trainers. Starting with the Fight 2000, we're going to award a belt to the trainer of the champion. The only reason that I have to be standing here as president of the WBC is to remember and to follow the legacy of my father. Some of you know my father personally, and he's my hero, he's my inspiration. What he taught us as human beings, as a baseball player, as a student, as a member of the WBC, was always to be honorable, to have integrity, to fight against abuse of power, to fight against discrimination, to protect the boxers, to protect those who do not have the means to protect themselves, and that is very common in our sport. So the people that share those views, the people that share those values and principles are the ones that make this WBC the organization that we pride to be.